Alright guys, welcome back to another ASMR video. This is a really big video game pickups video. Now, if you've watched some of my other videos, I've mentioned that I'm pretty much almost done with what I need for my collection. But as I kept going back and forth, I realized that I had certain variants of games for PS3 and above, but I did not have those variants for anything below. And so I needed to collect all of the variants for each main series that I do collect for. So all of the games that you're going to see are all greatest hits type of variants. Greatest hits for the PlayStation systems, and I think that's all we have actually in this video. We have PS1 games, PS2, PSP, and PS3. That's what we have in this video. So, without further ado, let's get started. And as you can see probably right here, we have the first game. We have the original Crash Bandicoot from Naughty Dog. And Die-Hard game fans said the best action platform game I've ever seen or played. Enter the vivid 3D world of Crash Bandicoot, a marsupial on a mission. His brain's been scrambled, his girlfriend is held captive, and his arch nemesis has a big N on his forehead. And you thought you had it tough. Over 30 beautiful levels with awesome sound effects and music, plus the type of gameplay you've been craving. Encounter bonus levels, fiendish traps, hair-raising enemies, disappearing bridges, only now in all 3 dimensions. Uncover hidden areas and secret bonus levels. A fantasy cartoon world comes to life exclusively for the PlayStation game console. So, first up, Crash Bandicoot. Now, I did receive and purchase Crash Bandicoot 2, and I have it still. I got it on eBay, the game came, and there was a big cigarette burn in the case. And I asked for a refund, and it was out of a Goodwill in somewheres where I apparently purchased it. And they just refunded the money. They didn't even ask for the game back. So what I plan on doing is, it's like a Monopoly bank error in your favor type of scenario. I'm going to go down to my local video game store here in East Tennessee and just buy a cheap, really, really cheap game and just swap cases out. And that's what I'll do there. So I do have Crash Bandicoot 2. That will be shown in the next pickup video that I have. But we do have Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped as well. And this was the last of the 3 games that Naughty Dog themselves produced. Oh yeah, he's back, and he's ready. It's a whole new time-traveling adventure. All new style gameplay action. Scuba dive, ride a motorcycle, a baby T-Rex, and go free roaming airborne in a plane. Play as Coco. Gallop along the Great Wall of China on a tiger. Go extreme on a jet ski and other high-flying surprises. Prove your skills with the new supercharged body slam, super slide, double jump, death tornado spin, and a laser-guided bazooka. All new enemies include a new big boss, Uka Uka, N-Tropy, a menacing Dingodile, and of course the return of some favorites like N-Gin and Tiny. More action, more fun, more puzzles, and secret levels. And you didn't think it could get any better. PS Extreme said Crash Warped isn't just a sequel, it's a whole new game. Oh yeah, it's the must-have PlayStation game of the year. Next up, we have the party game, Crash Bash. And this is produced by Universal at the time, because Naughty Dog was finished. So, bring it on, baby. Crash and his friends are back in a knockdown, drag-out arena rumble. That's right. Get ready to ride, race, jump, throw, and battle it out to the finish. Blow stuff up, toss TNT, duke it out in a jungle. It's just a good old-fashioned Bandicoot brawl. So think fast and play fast. Frantic head-to-head battles, heart-pumping chases, exploration and adrenaline-rushing races for points. All-time favorite characters, get ready to rumble. Crash, Coco, Dingodile, Tiny, Koala Kong, Dr. Neo Cortex, Brio, and new baddie, Rillaroo. Adventure, battle, and tournament modes deliver nothing but fun. Take it solo, team play, or plug in the multi-tap and show your friends who's really top Bandicoot. More than 30 competitive events and tons of rides. Tanks, pogo sticks, hover ships, polar bears, and more. This isn't conventional warfare, but then again, Crash isn't a conventional Bandicoot. Eurocom actually developed it. Universal published it. Alright, next up for the PS1, we have Crash Team Racing. Now, Naughty Dog did produce this game. It's a multiplayer kart racing game starring your favorite Bandicoot, Crash, and a host of his friends and foes. The stakes are high, and the competition is fierce. Ready, set, go. More than 12 playable characters in all. Select from your favorite characters, Crash, Coco, Cortex, Tiny, Dingodile, Engin, Pura, Polar, and other secret racers. Plug in the multi-tap, and up to 4 players can race to the ugly finish. 25 trick-filled tracks. It all boils down to pure racing skills. 5 challenging race modes: adventure, versus, time trial, arcade, and battle modes. Reduce your fellow drivers to roadkill. Launch bombs, lob missiles, lay down TNT crates, and nitro. All's fair in love and war. Tons of wild power-ups with Wumpa Fruit superchargers. Amazing kart control. Power slide, hop, burnout, pull wheelies, spin, and sideswipe other racers. It's a full-blown battle on wheels. Buckle up. And Game Informer magazine said, CTR, Crash Team Racing, will likely change everything you ever thought about a kart racing game should be. Alright, so those are the Crash games. Next up, we have Soul Blade from Namco. If you thought Tekken 3 was tough, take a stab at this. What's next in fighting? How about a game that melds 3D movement, polygon characters, razor-sharp graphics, awe-inspiring moves, and a one-of-a-kind combat system? Or in short, Soul Blade, arguably the most innovative fighting game on the planet. It's the 15th century, and 10 warriors from around the world, each wielding their weapon of choice, are in bloody pursuit of Soul Edge, the ultimate weapon. Sure, only one will find it, but it looks like the critics already have found it. Game Players magazine voted Soul Blade Best Game of Show at AMDA, and Next Generation calls Soul Blade the most complete fighting game to date. Obviously a cut above. First polygon fighter to feature an authentic weapon-to-weapon combat system, incredibly realistic feedback when weapons collide. 10 amazing characters, the most detailed characters yet to be seen on a PlayStation polygon fighter. Characters with their own distinct 3D ending crafted from ancient lore. An arsenal of combo attacks, secret techniques, and special throws for each warrior. Real 3D backgrounds for each character, providing the player with an unsurpassed sense of realism. All backgrounds feature light sourcing. From electrified swords to glowing motion blurs, stunning special effects highlight each character's fighting technique. Original orchestral music score. Multiple weapons. So we have Soul Blade. And now for the other PlayStation, at one point, exclusive mascot. We have Spyro the Dragon from Insomniac. Meet Spyro the Dragon. He's a feisty little flame-spouting dragon on a gigantic go-anywhere 3D fantasy adventure. Packed with puzzles and enchanting adventures, Collect treasures, recover stolen family jewels, and discover hidden regions. Dragons come to life with hints as you free them from their spells. Enemies run and hide, hit each other, fire cannons, throw snowballs, and even moon you. Take full flight in secret treasure rounds, shoot down planes, fly through rings and arches, and more. And Game Informer said 3D gaming never looked so good. So Spyro the Dragon. Okay. Next we have Tekken from Namco. Edge magazine said, Tekken jostles with Ridge Racer for consideration as the best PlayStation game yet. This is the one that's got the press salivating, the one that's got gamers hyperventilating. This is Tekken. 8 deadly fighters engaged in the ultimate battle for supremacy. Winner goes home filthy rich. Loser goes home in a pine box. Rib-shattering realism. Namco's System 11 technology puts you in the fight. The unpredictability, the aggression, the psych job, the real deal. Better than Arcade Perfect, the original 8 characters, plus 10 more as your skills progress. Even a versus mode with damage settings. More moves, more action. Each fighter has their own arsenal. Everything from high-level martial arts to brawling, characters can chain up to 10 devastating attacks. Fully realized 360-degree 3D world, movie-quality SGI cinematics. You can almost feel the kicks and punches land. Super smooth texture map polygon animation. Motion-captured martial arts moves. So Tekken. Next up, we have Tekken 2 from Namco as well. GamePro said Tekken 2 is every fighter's dream. Great moves, depth, tons of secrets. It reigns over everything else so far. More than a sequel, the undisputed #1 fighting game on the planet. 23 of the greatest fighters on Earth includes new characters, new bosses, each with new ways to inflict multiple 10-hit combos. 3 new fighting modes, not available in the original. Survival mode, battle mode, and practice mode. 23 new stages. Mind-blowing backgrounds with phenomenal light sourcing. Jammed to 23 new music tracks as you jam an opponent's face in the ground. More moves and multiple combos. New attack and throw reversals, plus new bone-snapping techniques. Brand new 3D animations. Cinematics at their finest. All new intro sequence, plus animations for each character, not found in the arcade version. So Tekken 2. And then next up, of course, we have Tekken 3 from Namco. The fight of your life. An ancient evil force has reawakened, attacking in secret and feeding on the souls of mighty warriors. To lure it out of hiding will take the greatest fighting contest the world has ever seen. Tekken 3. Some are fighting for revenge, some for honor. Ultimately, all are fighting for their lives and the fate of all mankind. So here it says hidden features, secret characters, secret game modes, and dramatic cinematic sequences for each character. New fighting styles, including the Brazilian art of capoeira, fighting, and 2 new styles of kung fu. New characters. Include your favorite arcade characters, Eddie, Jin, Xiaoyu, Horang, Julia, La, Mokujin, Brian, Ogre, and more, along with new characters created just for the PlayStation version. Faster gameplay. Instant bounce back from falls, more escapes from tackles and stuns, plus all new throws make gameplay faster than ever before. And I remember when this came out, graphically this was unbelievable, seeing this for the first time on the PlayStation. This game literally put PlayStation's system to its limits. That's how graphically impressive this game was at the time. And then the last PS1 game came from somebody who I've actually bought a game from before because I got the same little advertisement in here. They sent some stickers, it seems, with this. So let's open this up. And first, let's see what they sent me for goodies here. These, I imagine, are stickers. So, this is the name of the eBay, I think, store. It says Play Then Sell, right? And then they sent me a Super Mario, looks like sticker, the home screen of the original Super Mario Brothers for the NES. And then Yoshi, a sticker that on his card he spun out. So, got these goodies. But the game in question here, the last of the PS1, Wheel of Fortune. Now you're in the game, with many never-before-seen puzzles to solve. And this was published by Hasbro Interactive. So, Wheel of Fortune, now you're in the game. Be an actual contestant on Wheel of Fortune. Give the wheel a spin and see if you can solve a variety of clever puzzles, specially written by the TV show's producers. Don't just sit at home and watch. Be there and play. So here are the key features. There's over 2,000 puzzles, special fantasy prizes, on-location settings, hosted by Vanna White. Play classic Wheel of Fortune or solo version. 1 to 3 players. So there it is. So those are the PS1 games that I got. I'm still missing a few more, but got a bunch of them. Next up, we're going to go right to the PSP game. And with the PSP game, the seller sent me some Pokemon cards. And I have a feeling these aren't worth anything, but in the comments section below, if you want to tell me if they're worth anything, I don't know. It looks like we got Boundsweet, and then we got Phoebus, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing these wrong, Mantike, Panpour, and Pansage, and I imagine these are all commons or something. These are, oh wait, these came out in 2023, so these are like not the old school Pokemon cards, it seems. In 2023 they came out. Okay, so if anybody knows Pokemon, just tell me what these are worth, if anything. Alright, now for the PSP game, we have Sonic Rivals from Sega. So, rivalry at its fastest. Outsmart massive bosses, outrun in speedy 2D action, outrival with special attacks. Earn and win up to 150 special bonus features. Compete head-to-head against Sonic's toughest rivals or against your friends in wireless multiplayer mode in this high-stakes competition created exclusively for the PSP PlayStation Portable system. And at the time, Sega was celebrating Sonic's 15th anniversary. So, it's the lone PSP game. Next up, for the PS2, we have a bunch. And we're going to start with Crash Nitro Kart from Vivendi Universal. So, Play Magazine quotes that it says, it looks amazing. Bandicoots and bad guys, start your engines. Crash hits the track in his most fast-paced adventure yet. Kidnapped by the ruthless Emperor Velo and forced to race in his galactic coliseum, Crash must race his way to victory against foes both old and new to save the Earth from destruction. Speed your way over 18 incredible raceways and arenas. Race as virtually any character in the Crash universe. Bumper-to-bumper multiplayer action for up to 4 racers. Dust your opponents with devastating weapons. So we have a greatest hits version of Crash Nitro Kart. Alright, next we have Crash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex, published by Konami and Universal. Crash Bandicoot is back to crush Cortex for good. By harnessing the destructive power of the 4 elements, Dr. Neo Cortex creates Crunch, a super bandicoot with one mission: demolish all that lies before him. Will Crash and Coco be up to the challenge? You can bet your bandicoot they will. So it says the biggest adventure ever, 30 new action-filled levels and jam-packed environments, multiple modes of vehicular mayhem, control 8 different vehicles, from a crash glider to a giant robot suit. You go, girl. For the first time ever, Crash's tough-as-nails sister Coco is fully playable. Positively eyeball-popping. The most dazzling special effects ever seen in a Crash game. Up until that point, you could only use Coco in specific levels that she either rode like I think a rhinoceros or something like that. Alright, now we have God of War from Sony. The original. You are Kratos, and you will murder the God of War. The epic adventure of conquest, destiny, and revenge. It was awarded the 2005 Game of the Year by Play Magazine, Game Zone, PSM, Sound and Vision, and IGN. And Yahoo Games says, one of the most spectacular action titles to grace the PS2. So God of War. Next up, we have God of War 2, the 2-disc set, also from Sony. You are Kratos, the new God of War. The epic odyssey continues as you set out to alter that which no mortal or god has ever changed, your fate. The end begins. And the bonus DVD includes deleted levels, voices of God of War 2, God of War 2 the music, bringing God of War 2 to life. So we have God of War 2. Next up, we have Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban from EA. The Dementors are coming, and this time Harry needs his friends. So you can play as Harry, Ron, and Hermione, face the Dementors, fly Buckbeak, there are mini games, and the iToy has after-school games as well. So that's pretty much that. Alright, next up for the PlayStation 2, we have Kingdom Hearts from Square Enix. This is where it all began. Explore new and familiar worlds featuring over 100 Disney characters. Beware of the Disney villains and their devious intentions. Team up with Disney heroes as you battle evil. Experience stunning graphics and authentic voiceovers. I'll never forget, when I was a freshman in college, I saw a commercial for this, and I never got into RPGs. I've told the story many times. When I was a kid, I had an RPG. I had no idea what it meant. I remember seeing a box cover in Woolworths. That's how long ago this was. This must have been when I was 10 or 11 years old. We were in Walpole, Massachusetts at the Walpole Mall. And me and my mom, my sister, and my grandmother were there. And we happened to be in Woolworths, and I saw a game on sale. I think it was like $29. Usually the Game Boy games brand new were 40 or 50. But anyway, my grandmother ended up buying it for me. And it was called Ultima Ruins of Virtue. And I thought it looked so cool from the back and the front. There was a knight with a sword and a black... he was fighting a black knight as well or something like that. And I had no idea what an RPG meant. And I remember getting all the way through the game, and I could not beat it. I needed to find the last ruin of virtue. And I had no health, and I had no money to buy health. And I remember calling Nintendo Power, and at the time I must have rang up like $100 phone bill trying to get answers on how to beat it. And the guy on the phone basically told me I had to go to the edge of the world and play this magic flute. And if I played the magic flute, the island would appear where I could go in and get the 7th rune. The problem was I had to go back into this other cave or cavern to get the magic flute. And because I had no money or health, I kept dying. And I swore off RPGs from that point on. Well, fast forward to my freshman year of college, and I saw this commercial, and I said, I don't care, I have to play this. This looks amazing. And of course it was, and I've been hooked ever since. So I haven't played any other RPGs except Kingdom Hearts. I did go back, and on my regular channel, Andy VHB, which I now just stream on, But I did have a playthrough as an adult. I went back and played Ultima Runes of Virtue and finally did beat it. And suffice it to say, the guy at Nintendo Power had no idea what he was talking about. He just basically lied to me because, as you see in the video, there was no magic flute. I didn't have to go back into a certain cavern. It was all BS. So, but anyway. Alright, now I have a sealed copy of Kingdom Hearts 2, also from Square Enix. This is sealed. The story is not over. Encounter even more Disney heroes and villains. Travel to amazing worlds you've never experienced. Use powerful new techniques, magic, and combination attacks. Experience an adventure larger and deeper than ever before. So, sealed copy of Kingdom Hearts 2. And next up, we have Kingdom Hearts Re: Chain of Memories. Now, I played this originally on the Game Boy Advance, I think. I think so, yeah. Game Boy Advance, this game came out for, I'm almost positive. So, memory is the key. Sora reunites with his friends from Kingdom Hearts and encounters foes both old and new, while exploring a castle and regaining his missing memories. Yeah, this is definitely on the Game Boy Advance. No. Yes. Game Boy Advance. Okay. Next up, we have The Legend of Spyro: A New Beginning, published by Sierra. Unleash the true dragon within you. When Spyro, a young dragon, leaves his home in search of the truth about his past, he finds a shocking discovery. The fate of the world rests on his wings. In a race against time, Spyro must realize his destiny and unlock the explosive powers that lie within if he is to put an end to the mysterious black dragon, Cinder. Join Spyro on this epic quest of intense action, featuring the voice talents of Elijah Wood, David Spade, and Gary Oldman. So here it shows devastating fury attacks, air and ground melee combat, and powerful upgradable breaths. So in the Game Informer issue, when we were going and looking at the original Spyro, at the time it was a preview, and the Game Informer video you might have seen, I could have sworn that Elijah Wood did the voice of Spyro, and technically I was right. But he did it on the PlayStation 2. I do not think he voiced Spyro in any of the PS1 games, so I was wrong about that. Alright, next up we have Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance from Midway. A fight so brutal, so evil, so deadly. Two powerful sorcerers, Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, have joined forces to achieve the supreme goal, immortality. Will Earth survive their deadly alliance? Experience the lethal intensity of an all-new Mortal Kombat fighting system. Unleash your warriors' 3 unique fighting styles, including hand-to-hand and deadly weapon combat. Control hardcore, extremely realistic fighting, and brutal new fatalities. Encounter more than 20 new and classic warriors, including Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, and Kenshi. And then the DVD content here. Video game exclusive, Adima's Immortal music video. Behind-the-scenes making of Deadly Alliance, and the history of Mortal Kombat. Now, a story about this game. I was also, again, a freshman in college, and I knew that Mortal Kombat 4 had done poorly, both in arcades and on the home console. It did not get that great of reviews from fans. And I think I remember reading an article about how, in Game Informer specifically, how they were going to take a break. And so, freshman year of college, my RA walks up to me and says, "Hey, I'm going to be in my room playing PlayStation 2. I said, "Oh, okay, cool." And he goes, "Yeah, the new Mortal Kombat game came out." And I said, "What?" I said, "You're full of shit." I said, "There's no way you have a new Mortal Kombat game, because up until that point, all Mortal Kombat games were released in arcades first, and I definitely would have heard something about it." Well, this is the first Mortal Kombat game that did not get an arcade release. It went straight to a home console. And I remember playing it with him. Couldn't believe what I was watching. I remember the first scene where Liu Kang has his neck snapped and he's dead. And on the screen it says Liu Kang is dead. And I'll never forget me and my RA, John Luke, we were looking at each other in disbelief. We couldn't believe what we were watching. And later on in a couple articles that I read, the fan reaction was the same. They were so angry that Liu Kang was killed off. But anyway, great game. And then we have Mortal Kombat Armageddon. So I am missing the greatest hits version of Deception, I believe. The fury of Mortal Kombat has brought the realms to the brink of total destruction. Every warrior has been summoned to this last epic battle, where survival depends on their ability to fight. Fight as any of the 60-plus characters from the entire Mortal Kombat universe. Creative Fighter mode allows you to make customizable characters you can take online. Finish your opponents with the all-new Creative Fatality system. Experience deep, story-driven adventures in the Enhanced Conquest mode. Deliver powerful combo attacks in mid-air with new aerial combat. Go racing MK style with up to 8 players online in the all-new motor combat. So here's the story about this game. When Deception came out, to this day, I still rate it as the second best Mortal Kombat game of all time because of its Conquest mode. The Conquest mode was like a 40-hour plus standalone action art adventure slash, had a little bit of RPG elements, but it was literally an adventure mode where you played as Shujinko and you try to find all the Kamidogu because you believed you were helping the Elder Gods by doing so. But you would be able to find all of the Mortal Kombat characters up until that point as non-playable characters. Like, you'd be in the Netherrealm and you'd run into Scorpion and Quan Chi, and you'd be talking to them and have conversations with them. There were secret hidden things, like you had to sit down and meditate at a specific time, like real time of the day, not in the game, but the day, where like at 7:13 p.m., okay, wherever you were, Eastern, Western, Standard Time, whatever, Pacific, I mean, at that exact moment, then somebody would appear to give you a clue or something like that. It was unbelievable. And I remember in Game Informer magazine reading previews of this, and I couldn't wait to pick it up. I could not wait to pick this game up because I couldn't wait to play the new Conquest mode, thinking that it would just be like Deceptions. And I remember driving to Lanesboro, Massachusetts, to the Best Buy, and picking up Mortal Kombat Armageddon, day one when it released. Couldn't wait. Drove all the way to North Adams, back to campus. I think I was a senior in college at the time, or a junior, one of the two. No, you know what? I might have been a sophomore. When did this come out? 2004? 2007. No, I was a senior. Okay. So, senior year, drove all the way, picked it up, got home, put it in, immediately went to the Conquest mode, and I was so angry. Because the Conquest mode was not like Deceptions. The Conquest mode was pretty much just like a regular beat-em-up. And I was so angry at what I was playing. And I'll never forget it. I was so angry because I had this idea that it's going to be another giant adventure mode, just like Deceptions was. And it wasn't. It wasn't even close to that. And then the Creative Fatality mode, they threw that in there because they didn't have enough memory to create actual fatalities. And it was one of the most not well-received modes in any Mortal Kombat game. Everyone hated it because it was generic and bland, and that's all you could really do, but that's all they had the memory for because of everything else that they put in the game. The Conquest mode, 60-plus characters with endings, the racing mode, and all that kind of thing. So there's a quick story, personal story of my remembering Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Okay. Next up, we have the first in a trilogy of games, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. This is actual screenshot of the game. In my quest for redemption, I must control time itself. Deceived by the treacherous vizier, I was led to unleash the Sands of Time curse upon the Sultan's kingdom. With little but an ancient dagger and a devious princess to aid me, I must undo my fatal mistake. Mine is a fight for survival, not glory. Reverse, accelerate, freeze, and slow time itself with the almighty Sands of Time. Master the prince's speed, agility, and ferocious fighting skills. Explore and survive the vast kingdoms of medieval Persia. An official U.S. PlayStation magazine said this was the game of the year. And indeed, I remember playing this. This is, by the way, published by Ubisoft. I'll never forget it. Great game. Great series. Of the three, though, this is my favorite. And this is a sealed copy, by the way. Prince of Persia: Warrior Within, also from Ubisoft. This was much darker in tone, and I loved it a lot more than the other two. PSM said this is 10 out of 10. One fate, 1 million ways to defy it. With the free-form fighting system, develop unique combat styles and combos, utilizing over 60 melee weapons, projectiles, the environment, and enemies themselves. Years of strife have passed. The prince, now a battle-hardened outcast hunted by fate's demon forces, must embark on a fatal odyssey to defy his preordained death. Only by summoning the infinite powers of a devastating new combat art can he awaken the warrior within and emerge with his life. Countless hours of action through non-linear environments, soul-shattering boss battles, change storyline, enemies, and environments through time travel. Sequel to the game of the year. And again, this was my favorite of the three, by far. And then the final game of the PS2 trilogy, we have Prince of Persia: The Two Thrones, again from Ubisoft. Play as the Prince and the Dark Prince. One warrior, two souls. I returned home expecting peace. Instead, I found my kingdom ravaged by war and my people enslaved. Now I'm a fugitive, hunted by hostile armies and plagued by a curse that is gradually possessing my soul. A darker prince resides in me now, and I must embrace his powers and skill if I want to restore peace to my land, my people, and my soul. Craft your killing style with stealthy, speed, kills, and creative freeform fighting. Seize the reins of a chariot and battle through the open-ended city of Babylon. Embrace your cursed soul and unleash the deadly dagger trail as the Dark Prince. So this is the final game of the trilogy, The Two Thrones. Alright, next up for the PS2 we have Sonic Heroes from Sega. Sonic's PlayStation 2 computer entertainment system debut. Join the team. Sonic has returned with his longtime pals Knuckles and Tails to defeat the evil Dr. Eggman. Through teamwork, this powerful group of heroes, along with 3 other newly formed super teams, must dash past, soar over, and bash through the villainous Eggman's forces. In the fight for world domination, which team will you join? So you have Team Sonic, Team Rose, Team Chaotix, and Team Dark. Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Rose, or Team Chaotix. Choose one of 4 teams. Effortlessly switch between allies to fight evil, solve puzzles, and explore huge environments. Astonishing variety. 14 stages with unique paths and adventures for each team. Multiplayer battles let you compete in an assortment of minigames. So from Sega, Sonic Heroes. Next up, we have from Sega, Sonic Mega Collection Plus. Take a blast into the past with incredible Sonic value. 7 classic Sonic Genesis games plus 6 additional Sonic Game Gear titles. Unlockable games and secrets, redesigned interface, and extra bonus material. So some of the games on here, we have Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic & Knuckles, Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic Spinball, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. So those are the Genesis games. Then you also had some Game Gear games as well. Alright, next up again from Sega, we have Sonic Riders. Sonic takes on Dr. Eggman's call for the fastest air rider at the World Grand Prix. Compete against new rivals, the Babylon Rogues, as you pull off insane tricks and catch massive air. Think you got what it takes? Try to keep up. Hang tight, ride the turbulence to ramp up speed. The bigger the trick, the greater the power. Beat 'em or get beaten. Sonic Riders. Okay, now, from Namco, Soul Calibur 2. Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords eternally retold. 4 years have passed since the spirit sword, Soul Calibur, defeated the evil Soul Edge. At the end of that fateful battle, the shards of the shattered Soul Edge were scattered across the world, and Soul Calibur was lost to the void. Now, the evil that still resides in the scattered shards of Soul Edge threatens again to engulf the world in darkness. So over 15 warriors, both familiar and new, battle each other in search of Soul Edge. More than 10 exciting game modes, including arcade mode, time attack mode, survival mode, versus mode, and team battle mode. Collect and use over 200 weapons and items in the all-new Weapon Master mode. Necrid character created by Todd McFarlane Productions exclusively for the home console. Unlockable features including characters, costumes, arenas, and more. And here it says you have Heihachi from the Tekken series as a special guest appearing exclusively for the PlayStation 2. So Soul Calibur 2. And this case is kind of gross. You have some sticker residue here. Got a big GameStop sticker there. So see if I can clean that case up as best I can, maybe. Also from Bandai Namco, we have Soul Calibur 3. New modes, new souls, new ways to battle for the legendary swords. Nightmare returns to wield the evil sword Soul Edge in Soul Calibur 3. This new addition to a legendary franchise pits classic and new characters in lethal battles for the two legendary swords. Continue the timeless saga of these epic battles in the Tales of Souls mode. Delve deeper into the world of Soul Calibur by creating your own warrior in character creation mode and engaging in real-time strategy battles in Chronicles of the Sword mode. So new characters, play as new characters Zasalamel, Steska, and Tira in perfect moves and combos with their new weapons. New Chronicles of the Sword. Create your own character for an all-new real-time strategy adventure. Chronicles of the Sword employ strategy and classic combat to ensure your team's victory. New locations of battles. Battle across over 18 breathtaking stages while embarking on the next chapter in the Tale of the Two Swords. New character creation. Choose your warrior's occupation, weapons, face, hairstyle, clothing, armor, and more in character creation mode. So we have Soul Calibur 3. One of the best Soul Caliburs in my opinion, with all of the modes that came with this game. Alright, next up from Universal we have Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. The Way of the Dragon. Strength, Discipline, Bubble Breath. Dragonflies missing? Future of Dragon Realms in jeopardy? It seems Ripto is back with an evil plan, and everyone's favorite dragon is on a mission to stop him. Featuring tricky puzzles, dazzling levels, and all-new breath weapons, this is definitely Spyro's hottest adventure yet, or hottest adventure ever. So you collect gems and meet old friends. Spyro's breathing more than fire. Stunningly beautiful levels to glide over, charge through, and swim around. Pilot tanks, planes, and UFOs on your quest to save the Dragon Realms. So Enter the Dragonfly, Spyro. Next up from Namco, we have Tekken 4. The legend continues. The Iron Fist tournament is back, with plenty of bruises to go around. All new jaw-dropping graphics, enhanced gameplay mechanics, and fearsome fighters await you. Eager newcomers defy old favorites in multi-leveled interactive arenas. New bone-snapping fighting strategies and challenging game modes make this a Tekken like never before. 4 brand new fighters to mix it up with your Tekken favorites for over 20 playable characters. Arenas are multi-leveled with interactive backgrounds that call for additional strategy. 9 different game modes that include the all-new Tekken Force. Brand new mechanics and powerful moves unlock hidden surprises. So here's a quick story about Tekken 4. I remember renting this. I was a senior in college. I rented this game at my local Family Video in North Adams, Mass. And I remember I was going to go to Foxwoods on a trip with my buddies, 2 buddies that had already graduated a year before I did. And they were waiting for Chris, one of my buddies, to pick me up from school so we could go. And before I was playing this, and I thought this was one of the hardest Tekken games I'd ever played in my life. With some of the characters, I just couldn't beat them. I kept getting my ass kicked. I couldn't beat the boss. I couldn't do anything in arcade mode. Years later, I ended up putting this in, I want to say maybe 10 years ago. And I flew through the game. I don't know what it was back in college, but like 10 years ago, I put this in and I just wiped the floor with everybody. So I don't know what was going on back then, but a little personal tidbit from Tekken 4. Next up from Namco, we have Tekken Tag Tournament. Welcome to the King of the Iron Fist Tournament. The #1 fighting game series of all time returns with a vengeance on the PlayStation 2 computer entertainment system, and all of your favorite characters are back. Features 7 game modes, including the new Tag Battle system, which pits 2-on-2 tag team combat. 34 total characters from Tekken, Tekken 2, and Tekken 3. With more than 2,000 moves, including all new ultra-powerful tag combinations. Unlock special hidden characters, secret game modes, and the new cinematic sequences for character teams. Play with a multi-tap for PlayStation 2, and up to 4 players can compete in the Iron Fist arena. So we have that. Next up from Sega, the last PS2 game, we have Virtua Fighter 4. Prepare for a beating. Coach your own AI character and pit your fighter against a friend's. 2 new characters are added to the 11 existing characters for a grand total of 13 fighters. High polygon character models, exquisite detail, and brilliant light sourcing combine to create breathtaking visuals. Clear goals to receive unlockable accessories to customize your character. New counters and defensive moves to switch up your stance and fighting styles mid-fight. So those are all of the PS2 games. And then the last system that I have in this pickup video, PlayStation 3. And we're going to start it off with a sealed copy of Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix from Square Enix. 3 incredible stories, 1 unforgettable adventure. You have Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, released for the first time in North America. Kingdom Hearts Final Mix was it only came out in Japan, and it basically made the game harder. The first game harder, and they had secret boss fights within it and everything else. And then Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, card-based battle gameplay. And then Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days with HD remastered cinematics. So that's for the PS3. Also sealed for the PS3, we have Kingdom Hearts HD 2.5 Remix from Square Enix. The magical saga continues in 3 remastered journeys. You have Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, The Story Is Not Over. Again, just like the first Final Mix, only came out in Japan, and it made Kingdom Hearts 2 harder with more hidden bosses and everything else. Then you had Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix, Destiny Has Never Left a Chance, and Kingdom Hearts Recoded, HD Remastered Cinematics. Next up, from NetherRealm, Mortal Kombat Complete Edition. Best Fighting Game winner, 2011 Game of the Year winner, GameTrailers.com. And then you can play as Kratos. Includes 4 new additional characters and skins. So, Fatality Lives. The deadliest tournament is back with all the combatants and their unique fatalities. Classic skins. Go retro with all 15 of the previously released classic skins, and then 4 new characters. Complete your warrior collection with Freddy Krueger, Scarlet, Rain, and Kenshi. Next up, from Namco, we have Soul Calibur 5. 2 swords, 2 generations, 1 destiny. A new dawn rises in the eternal fight between the mighty soul swords. Over 24 characters, including Ezio Auditore from the Assassin's Creed series. Spectacular high-speed battles featuring the new Critical Edge system. Create and customize characters and take them into battle online. And then the last game in this pickup video for the PS3 from Ubisoft, we have a sealed copy of Park the Stick of Truth. An epic quest to become cool. That's all it says. So, that is a giant pickup video. Thank you so much for watching. There's still a lot more to go. I still have another massive pickup video to eventually do when I've finally completed the rest of the games that I need. But this is a good chunk, and I'm happy to have these. So, thanks for watching this video, guys. Really appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment in the section below some of your favorite games maybe that you saw from what I collected. And get ready for another really, really cool video. I can't wait to film it. I don't have the stuff yet. It should be coming in the mail tomorrow. Tomorrow being Monday the 6th. So, hopefully it comes in the mail. Right now it's sitting in Gatlinburg, its post office. I should be getting it tomorrow. I can't wait to film the video and look through what is coming in the mail with all of you. It'll be the first time for me ever, and it may even be the first time for all of you ever as well. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, guys. Bye.